I haven't played this season as much as I normally do. I have 40 hours of playtime in Chapter 5 Season 2 compared to 125 hours in Chapter 5 Season 1. But wherever I look, I hear a lot of hate for Fortnite this season, from the educated arguments to the downright ignorant. The season had so much potential and promise. A Greek-themed Fortnite season has been one of my deepest wishes for a themed season for many a year. As a storyline content creator, or a former one, I delved deeply into the lore. I believe Donald and his writing team took a lot of inspiration from mythos and mythology, especially Greek, but I have to say it's not been well received, and is the criticism fair? The one that got me confused was the removal of the Greek mythics and the arrival of the Avatar mythics. No, I wasn't confused about them actually removing the prior mythics, I was just confused about the hate. Fortnite will always be one to switch up their game, even if it means taking out themed mythics, but I believe it was an educated decision from Fortnite. But some were saying they should have just left all the mythics in, the Avatar mythics and as well as the Greek mythics. But is the community being fair to Fortnite here? And do the community have selected memories? Update 2330, January the 3rd, 2023. Fortnite unvault the Kamehameha, a strong mythic, a mythic which would give Zeus's pre-nerf a run for its money, maybe even post-nerf. Now, the mythic is strong, but at that time the game had augments, and plus the broken Deku Smash had returned a week prior, so you had two very strong mythics in the game, and the same argument arose. Why so many mythics in the game? And a year later, it's now the reversal problem, that they should have put more mythics in the game. Fortnite proactively or by chance took the decision not to mix all of them up. I know now we have a blend of the Icarus, Zeus and waterbending. But don't get me started on the waterbending. Anyone who ever brings up the waterbending in my chat, it irritates the life out of me. I remember using them when they first came out, jumping off stream and going, quite a decent weapon, quite a decent item. The next stream, I jump on and someone goes, yeah, I'm really enjoying the Avatar collab, but thank God they buffed the waterbending mythic. I went, sorry, they buffed the waterbending mythic? I'm sure that's a spell check. You meant to say nerf? Honestly, I don't know what all you were doing that day. You must have a collective noob moment. Honestly, it was fine how it was. I don't know what you were doing that day. It was fine how it was. So, people now complaining about how the mythic is too strong. I mean, you've only got yourselves to blame. And let's talk about the rest of the Avatar mythics. The waterbending was fine, probably isn't fine now. The firebending, if you're trying to use it as a melee item, yes, you're going to get screwed over. The earthbending for defense, and if you're playing squads, is very powerful if you just throw it into a squad's build and you're just helping out your teammate with shots. It can be quite a useful mythic. And the wind mythic for mobility is absolutely insane. I love it. I've had the whole season to think about the medallions, changing them from, of course, season 1 medallions to the season 2 medallions, and I think they've been pretty good changes. My favourite has to be Cerberus's, followed by Zeus's, then followed of course by Hades, and then leaving Ares to last. Cerberus's dash effect is very cool in fights. I do wonder how they're going to replace it next season, because I feel like many of you guys have probably enjoyed this too, but Fortnite has to keep adapting and moving. So of course the medallion system will change again next season. The weapons haven't been that bad this season. I was surprised knowing they left the frenzy auto shotgun in for this season. I don't think it's been as powerful as it was last season, but I do think it's probably time to change to shotgun now. I have been very impressed with the Gatekeeper shotgun. In certain situations it is lacking, but I am well aware that Fortnite can't constantly have a scar pump meta. I feel like this season is probably the first season ever that I feel like I've used the array of items that are actually available, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I feel the biggest mistake this season, given the theme, was to leave a sniper in and not replace it for a bow. I love this sniper, but I do feel like it's a bit overpowered. Now let's go to an issue I mentioned 3 months ago, how Fortnite changed bullets in Chapter 5. Now of course in Chapter 5 we've had bullet drop and not hit scans, and unfortunately this is an issue that I believe will go on for the entirety of Chapter 5. Now while I can see many people's issues with bullet drop, I don't have the same issues. I like the bullet drop. And just to mention, if this wasn't clear, this is of course my opinions. and these opinions are not set in stone for the game. Now, would I be against going back to hit scan? No. Of course, Chapter 5 has been a chapter of change when referring to bullet drop, velocity, as well as the whole movement of the game has changed. The question that comes from this, has Fortnite lost their identity? Well, could we be a little harsh to Fortnite, because I feel like it's a little difficult to keep your overall identity when you're a live service game. Because Fortnite is always looking for the next innovation. And that comes to Fortnite's next biggest issue. And that is the biggest innovation of them all, and that is finding it in Fortnite, and of course the Fortnite metaverse. But before I get into that, I feel the overall problems from this season stems from this issue, but it was heightened by something that happened on April the 22nd, 2024, and that was the release of Donald Mustard's interview. It was definitely fuel to an already burning anger simmering in the community at the time. And whatever came into the game afterwards just ball rolled into more and more of a bigger problem, encapsulating anything in its wake. But after this point, we are no longer talking about the season. No, we're really not. Anything what we're going to talk about at this point will still be an issue in Chapter 5 Season 3, but unfortunately, the issue will always be connected and associated with Chapter 5 Season 2, regardless if we're going to have it in Season 3, and we could even have it in Season 4. That is, find it in Fortnite, the metaverse, the UI. Problems like that will go past this season and doesn't really have anything to do with this season. But before I go any further, just going back to Donald Mustard, I feel like the issue and the main issue with that is people really created a Never Never Land, a world of imagination with what they thought Donald Mustard's Fortnite would look like. People saying the story would have been this, we would have had this, we would have had that, and it's all just surmising. Baseless, senseless poppycock. The one thing I keep hearing, events would have been this, would have been that. But we've currently seen more events in the last couple of seasons than we have for a while, and they haven't been bad. I would even go on to say they've been pretty good. And I'm sorry, they've done something which Fortnite community and the lore community has wanted for a while. Events that follow each other. Pandora's box was used in one event, and then it was used in another event, which forms a connection and a desire to want to learn more. And now we want to learn more about this wanderer who came from that Pandora's box, and the journey continues. Now, when the story might be all over the place and they've moved away from voice actors, which I think is a horrible mistake. I mean, Hope has now been the main character for 2 seasons, and with the trailer we've seen, looks to be a third. We still have no voice actor for Hope. I'm sure this is probably going to be the season you would hope they would sort that out. I believe the other game modes have been pretty decent this season. LEGO has really stepped up, and when the Star Wars collab came in, oh my god, what a good decision that was. The in-game live event they had for the Star Wars collab, crazy. As well as the items and all the new builds you can use. I think the issue with LEGO, though, one of the big ones, is items behind a paywall. In the item shop or in a battle pass, I just don't think that's okay. And as Mr. JLY, I'm giving this the official, oh, why did Fortnite do that? Most of the hate towards LEGO seem to be people saying there's not a lot of updates. Well, this season I think there's been quite a few updates. But personally, I feel like if you're relying on updates for a sandbox game, you're going to always struggle. Sandbox games rely a lot on imagination and what you can do with what you got. And LEGO Fortnite has a lot. A lot of the fun is going to be the storylines you can create with your friends when you're playing the game. So for anyone who thinks Fortnite's lost their identity, Fortnite LEGO can recapture it. Another thing that is probably reassociated with Fortnite's identity is LTMs, and this was a season that Fortnite brought back a really big famous LTM, and that was the floor is lava. Now, I know people enjoy this, so other people can have other opinions and they're valid, but I absolutely hated the floor is lava mode. I just found like Siphon would have been helpful, more mats on the limbs, or getting a bit more mats at a constant rate as well. Because I just found out I was getting stuck. It was pointless in trying to get anywhere because you would just run out of mats and die anyway. For me, I just didn't enjoy it. And it's a really disappointing return to LTMs. which probably might scare Fortnite off if that is actually the overall takeaway from it. Obviously, I know some people enjoyed it, so it might not be the overall takeaway. I think some people were saying it should be more like Griff's LTM, the tournament he had when his skin came out, but I guess we see if Fortnite returns more LTMs in the upcoming seasons. But if I'm being honest, I did actually really enjoy this season, apart from obviously the politics of the metaverse. If you just take the season as the gameplay rise, I think it was pretty good personally. Or no, I honestly feel like at some points I did get dragged down by the whole politics of it all. For that reason, I definitely can't like this season. But I'm probably going to give it a 7.9 out of 10. Battle Pass was good, maps good, POI is good, weapons good, events excellent. But guys, let me know down in the comments what you think about Chapter 5 Season 2 and what are your wishes for Chapter 5 Season 3. See you on Monday. No, that's not right. See you on Friday. It's been your boy, Mr. JOY. Till next time, bye bye.